You're live. Oh, you just muted yourself, Tim. Oh, Tim muted himself. Hi, welcome in YouTube live show. Holy crap, I almost forgot how to do this. I haven't been live in so long. Me and Tim did some live shows back in like early 2023.
Long time ago.
Yeah, like we launched e-commerce listers in December of 22, and we went live in like January, February, March. I don't even know if we went like live after the summer. I'm not sure.
We did a lot of lives. We talked to a lot of people.
We did like 15 lives probably. I can't remember, but it was quite a few. Anyways, welcome in, guys, on a random Wednesday, July 10th, 9 p.m. I haven't been live in so long. Kevin over in Lakeland. Welcome in, Kevin. So if there's not a ton of people, I totally understand. I put it out to the Facebook group. I put it out to my email list. I put it out to everybody. Rookie mistake. See, I almost forgot how to do this. I didn't mute my own show. Welcome into everybody. I'm going to give everyone about 2 minutes to join the show. We'll see how everyone is doing. And then, oh, look, 30 people already. Wow. Oh, nice. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. We're going to talk a lot about a lot of stuff. So join me for 2 minutes, and then we'll get into it right away. We just want to give everyone just a minute. I'm watching the live timer. We're a little over a minute in, and then we'll get into the meat and bones and potatoes of the whole show and why we're live, why I haven't been live in umpteen years, and why we're live tonight. So, hey, Julie's in Winter Park. Will, the real deal. I like it, Will. I like the name. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 37. Wow. I was going to be happy if 40 or 50 people joined tonight. We already have 40 people here, and it's been a whole minute and a half. So that's awesome.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. So I remember the days of having 300 or 400 people live. So if I get more than 50 tonight, I'm thrilled. Yeah, so while we're waiting, we're going to give everyone 1 more minute. While we're waiting, how is everybody? How's sales? How's the summer? How is life, business, work, love, the whole shebang? How's it going? Feel free to leave it in the chat. Let us know how you guys are feeling tonight. Wednesday, hump day. Tomorrow, Thursday. Okay, so Julie, Will, and Kevin. It's amazing how many Florida people jump in here. Do you guys know that Tim is not in Florida? If any of you are
all the resellers are in Florida, clearly.
They are. There are so many resellers. I used to walk in thrift stores and there'd be like 10 resellers. I would know they were resellers because some of them would have full carts, but some of them would have like an empty cart with like 2 items and their phone like furiously going. And I'm like, reseller, they can't find anything. And I'd be the one behind. I'd be like, yeah, look, I only got like 3 things too. So
I'm up here trying to beat the heat, but it's hot up here right now.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was. You guys had the heat wave come through there like 2 weeks ago, where you said it was like 100 one day.
Yeah, it was 100. Oh, it was somebody from Maine. All right, we're nice and close. York, Maine. So York, not far at all.
Wendy says it keeps breaking records up there. Yeah, there was some record heat up north. Yeah,
it's been, my air conditioning is having a tough time keeping up in New Hampshire.
Renee also from Florida, and 2 Californians, Vino Bar, Recognize, and Melody. Hey, I'm in California. And then my 2 eBay bays, West Palm Beach, 23 years as a seller. Wow. So Red's Outpost, known you for so long, my dear. You are in North Texas. Yeah, so North Texas, man, having the storms. That is the earliest Category 5 hurricane that has ever come through the Caribbean in June when it formed, ever, period. Like
crazy. Hopefully it's not a bad season.
Yeah, YouTube user. How did you get that name?
That's crazy.
Florida. I was just in St. Pete. I watched Bert Kreischer live last week. It was a birthday present, a late birthday present from a friend of ours that I had no idea was happening. They showed up the night before. I actually called Tim. I said, I guess I'm going to Bert Kreischer tomorrow. So, yeah, I was just in St. Pete.
All these people in Florida, you got to do like a live meetup.
We did do one at Disney Springs one time a couple years ago. And I actually got in a car accident on the way there. Georgia Bottle Picker just bought 55,000 lapel hat pins. Do you want to help list them? Absolutely. Oh, Georgia Bottle Picker. If nothing else, can you email us EcommerceListers@gmail.com? I'll put it in the chat. We would love to talk, not just listing for you, because we'd love to list for you, but I'm interested in just what those are in general. EcommerceListers@gmail.com. Please send us an email. I'd love to talk to you about them. Upstate New York with Florida temps. Yeah. New Hampshire. Wendy, are you finding Goodwill prices have gone through the roof where you're at? I don't go. They've been going up for a long time, Wendy. Pretty much everywhere.
Everywhere,
yeah. So, yeah, Julie was at that meetup at Disney Springs. Absolutely, she was. So I was an hour and 10 minutes late because I got in a car accident. No joke, can't make that up. In my original I-8, this guy in a parking lot scraped against the side of the car, and I had to wait for the cops and everything. It was ridiculous. Yeah, I know. So,
Disney
okay.
Springs,
Anyway,
just there a few months ago. It's beautiful now. I haven't been since I was a kid, and it was downtown Disney. But Disney Springs,
it used to be downtown Disney with Pleasure Island back when you were.
Yeah, I remember. I remember as a kid, not Pleasure Island, but I remember downtown Disney as a kid. But I took my kids to Disney Springs. So
that's crazy. I went as a kid, and then when I moved to Florida when I was 20 and turned 21, I finally went to Pleasure Island as a 21-year-old, and then it shut down like a year later. It shut down when I was like 22 or 23, and it's not been Pleasure Island since, which is pretty crazy. This AI version of Casey looks so lifelike. Don't get me started on AI. Good grief. Okay. All right. So let's jump into it. Tim and I just want to go live. So we've had like a crazy last couple of months. The last 4 months for me have been nuts. The last 30 days have been insane. I know there's a lot of people who might join this chat. Pleasure Island was the bachelorette party center. It was. I met a girl there, actually. Long story. We started in December of 2022. I can't believe it's been that long. We started a listing service, EcommerceListers. It was called something else at the time. We can't say that anymore, but it's been a year and 7 months, which is insane.
Crazy. Feels like yesterday.
It does. I can't even think back like almost 2 years ago. It's days go by. Everybody talks about the year flying by so fast, but then when you think back to stuff, you're like, yeah, it's like the what do they call it in the Matrix? Yeah, like
people are uploading on Google Drive. We have an app now. We have a website now. Yeah, it's just
it's nuts. So we started a listing service where you upload photos in and we make listings for you. We have a website, like Tim just said, an app. It took us, we didn't get that till April. So December, January, February, March, April. It took us 4.5 months to get that. People were using a Google Drive that we had no notifications for, no updates, no customer service, no messaging service. It was nuts what we had to start with. I can't believe we did that for 4.5 months. What was wrong with us? So we basically gave everyone the opportunity to upload their photos. We would take those photos, turn them into drafts, and all you had to do was price them, review them, and submit them. And so that's what we've done for the better part of a year and a half through the service EcommerceListers. We've upgraded all the customer service through the app. You can upload directly from your phone right now. You just download the app, and it's a simple, literally, like there's the app, there's the app, and then you just click on your thing, and you literally have your own thing where you can just, just like you would do normally, you'd click files, and you just upload photos, just like that. That's how easy it is, and we do the rest. So we recently, just last week actually, decided to let anybody who is not a customer, you've never used our service, never done anything, have the opportunity to try the service out for free. Absolutely.
Try before you buy.
Yeah, try before you buy. No strings attached, like nothing. You can try us for free. We will give you 5 free listings. You'll take photos of your 5 items, grab your items, take your photos, dump them into our system, and we'll make the 5 listings for you. And if you love them, if it saved you time, if it's awesome, then you can get some listings. Our listing credits never expire. So if you decide to join with us, you can use them anytime. But try it for free. 5 free listings. What do you have to lose, right? You have nothing to lose. All you do is dump your photos. You're going to dump the photos in and make the listings yourself anyways, right? Save
some time.
Yeah. So let us do 5. If you want, I'll put it in the chat. It's also in the description box below is our email. It's EcommerceListers@gmail.com. It's in the chat and also below, depending on where you're watching or what device you're using. So send an email to that email and just say, hey, I'd love to try your 5 free listings. What do I need to do? And we will send you the email with the instructions. We'll set you up. We'll get you login, and we'll give you the instruction video and the how-to dump your photos in. And we'll do the rest, and you guys can try it out. And so that's what we're offering to everybody. That's what we set out last week. And we just want, there's been a lot of people who have messaged me, they've emailed me, they've joined me in different chats and said, hey, I'd love to try you out. I haven't tried you out yet. I've been meaning to try you out. So here's our thing. Now's the time. Like, you want to try it out? It's free. 5 free. I know it's just 5, but it's free. You get to see the whole process, which is probably a majority of the questions we get. How does it work? I think that's probably what we get the most, right?
Mm-hmm. This is great. You walk through the process. You get to see how it works. You get to see your listings and how they turn out. You get to provide us all of your information so we know how to make your listings. We don't just fly blind. You tell us, do you want to buy it now? What's your handling time? How do you handle shipping? Do you use SKUs? We ask you all those questions. We look at your current listings. You know, we look at how do you list your items now, and we try and, you know, mimic them. So it's like you're making the listings, but you're not. You have more time to do the things you would rather do.
Yep.
Because I could buy all day.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people have, I see it so much in the Facebook groups. They have a sourcing, I don't call it a problem, but a sourcing addiction where they can buy. They have lots of good, a lot of people have a lot of good thrift stores or a lot of good consignment shops, and they do well.
Yard sales.
Yeah. Yard sales are great. It's summer, of course, the peak of yard sale season right now. And people have such big piles of inventory, and they could make so much money on that stuff. They just let it, everybody knows, hand up in the chat, they just keep shoving stuff to the back. I'm guilty as charged of that too. They just keep pushing it back. So yeah. So are you settled in the new location, New Hampshire? So the new location in New Hampshire, let me give everybody an update on the last 90 days. So about 90 to 120 days ago, we expanded on the listing service. So the listing service is for people that want to take photos and drop it, and we do it. We started offering the ability for you to actually send the inventory in, and we would take the photos and do the listings. So we're still doing the listings for you, but we added in the photos. We pay to get the boxes shipped to us. We photograph them, list them, and we store them in the building and ship them out when they sell. So it's an extra added bonus of photos and fulfillment. Just like FBA, if you've ever sold on Amazon, or maybe you haven't, but you know what it is, we handle the storage and fulfillment. So that started about 90 to 120 days ago here in Florida, here in the Tampa area. Recently, just in the last couple of weeks, we are shifting that, and officially next week will be moved to New Hampshire. So there's a huge amount of advantages. So bigger facility, more staff and employees to handle it, more logistics, also safe from hurricane season, which is quickly upon us right now. Self-consciously, I thought of that, Tim, not going to kid you, or I was like, crap, I live in Florida. Although my area is safe, in the event that catastrophic happens and the building in my house get picked up and floated away,
you're safe.
What am I going to do with everyone
in New Hampshire? Yeah, I have 5,000 square feet. I have a multi-level warehouse, plenty of room. I have staff on hand. I have photographers ready to go.
Yeah,
we currently ship over 100 orders a day from my inventory. I've been doing fulfillment for I can't say the name of the major confection company for years now. I run their Amazon and their Shopify store. So we're shipping massive quantities every day with FedEx, UPS, USPS pickups every single day. Yes. And we don't have a state sales tax in New Hampshire.
Yeah. So a couple of great questions just came in through here. So number one is, can we take the pictures? Yes. So Gavino Barrera, that is the new service. You can absolutely email us, EcommerceListers@gmail.com, and we have the service where you can ship it in. We'll do your photos and the listing, so combo, and then we store it and ship it out when it sells. So we check your account every day, and we have you either send us labels on some accounts we check, and we fulfill it for you. We don't take a percentage. So this is another question, DJ Axel. We are not actually taking a part of your sales. We're not listing them on our account. We're listing them on your account as usual. You will collect your sales. When they sell and we print the label out, the label comes out of your normal funds, just like you would do it. All we charge is our fulfillment and listing photography fee. So we have one set fee. It's a tiered price depending on the items, which when you email us, we'll send you over that tiered pricing. I can't give you the pricing here because it totally depends. Are you sending us clothing? Are you sending us boots? Are you sending us snow jackets? Like it just depends on what you're sending, right? It runs anywhere from $3 to $8. So it could be anywhere in that neighborhood. It just depends on the items. I'll give you the kind of floor to ceiling there.
And we pay the shipping inbound.
Yes. And
unlike if you've done Amazon FBA in the past where you pay the shipping inbound, you tell us what you have. We send you an invoice. You pay the invoice. We send you a prepaid shipping label for your box of items. You send that box of items in, and we then photograph it, photo room the item. So there's a beautiful white background, and create the listing. You enter your price into the listing, and you make the listing live. Once it sells, we ship within 1 business day, or same day if it's before 10 o'clock most.
So I'm actually glad Tim said that, because we had a couple clients, and I haven't even gone over this with Tim. I have a couple clients who had like 7-day handling time. I kid you not, Tim. They sold on Monday and I didn't ship till like the next Monday, but that was their shipping. I took over their fulfillment, and I told them, change all your handling time to 1 day because I ship every day. And they did. And I would see their sales like over the course of a week, say it would be like 7 days would be like 30 items. So they were selling what, like 4 a day, 5 a day. They were going to like 60 items in a week. They doubled their sales because they offered 1-day handling. So that's a perk that you can do as well. So the flat fee ranges between $3 and $8. It depends on what you're sending in. Obviously, smaller, lighter items are cheaper. Bigger, heavier items are more expensive. It could be clothing. It could be shoes. It could be coins. It could be trading cards, sports cards, postcards. It could be belts, hats, ties. It could be any of the number of things. There are some things we're not really taking. If you guys want to send us a 10-foot glass vase, we're probably not going to take it right now. But we're working on different categories. So if you email us, I'll send you the entire price list with the tiers. We have it tiered based on what the items are: video games, DVDs, media, books, all sorts of things. So yeah, we pay to get that shipped in. So when you join us in the all-in-one, you get the inbound shipping free. You get the photos. You get the listings. That's normally in the listing service. You get the storage, which is quite expensive if you've ever had to go out and pay for storage. And you get the fulfillment, which is us picking it, packing it, and shipping it out for you every day, including the 1-day handling, in some cases, same day, depending on your cutoffs and whatnot. So all of that is included. So you can choose to go to the website and just have us do your listings, get 5 free, or you can go all in one. We're open to anything. So where is the New Hampshire location?
It's in Salem, New Hampshire. It's in southern New Hampshire. It's like near the seacoast, near the Massachusetts border.
Do we handle the returns? So we actually we have everyone change the outbound ship from address to our zip code, so it calculates right, and you can keep the returns to your address. So I didn't initially take the returns for clients because I didn't know exactly how clients might handle it. Because some clients like to refund and get it back. Some clients dispose of it. Some clients will relist it. Some clients will redo it. There's a lot of different variables with the returns. It's something we can work out with you. Generally, we would just have it come back to you. But if you want it to come to us, we could.
It's an option.
Yeah, it's an option. I actually did it for a couple clients just to kind of test it out and see how it would work. And it was really no problem. And actually in the last 4 months, I've only had, that I know of, 2 returns. So it was pretty minimal. Yeah, DJ. So the fee, it just depends on your items. It depends on your profit margin. Obviously, you're not going to send us $4 items or $5 items. But depending on, the time that you save, the amount of money you would spend on storage or fees or other things, it makes sense for some items. It doesn't make sense for other items. We totally understand that.
And if the fulfillment service doesn't make sense, the listing service, might make sense for you. You just take the pictures and we make the listings for you.
Right. Yeah. So the listing service, after your 5 free returns, will run you like $1.25 to $1.50. So if that makes more sense for you and you just want us to make the listings, then by all means, like 100%, that is like an option. You don't have to use the fulfillment center. So EcommerceListers, did I spell that right? .com is the website for just listings. So 2 options: just have us do the listings, $1.25 to $1.50, or have us do everything and then you can pay the tiered pricing. Either way is fine with us. We'll do either option. So if you do the listings though, we'll give you the first 5 for free. So make sure you at least take us up on the 5 free option. EcommerceListers@gmail.com. Take us up on that. But that's been the fulfillment center for the last 4 months. I have learned a lot. I could make an entire reality TV show over the fulfillment center. It's been fun. It's been crazy. I don't know how Jeff Bezos does it, but I think back to like, what was his thought process in 1997 when he started? Like, what was the, they didn't have all the, I guess like the information that I have right now. Like, I know how all that stuff runs. I had a little bit to operate on, right? Back in 97, what did they know about fulfillment centers and holding people's inventory and shipping? What did they know?
Nothing.
I don't feel like they knew any. And I'm like, how did they operate? How did Amazon FBA even become a thing? And like, so people don't realize this. eBay only started 2 years before Amazon. Amazon started out of Bezos's garage as a book and CD store in 1997. It's almost, 07, 17? It's almost 30 years old. Amazon is almost 30 years old. Now, it didn't become mainstream FBA reseller until...
books. That's how I have an ungated Amazon account, because I sold
you started
one book. I sold one book.
What year was that?
I don't know, but it was a long time ago. I sold one book, and now my account is ungated in almost everything.
That's crazy. So I listed the first item in 2011. I went back. You can actually click on your Amazon seller account and see all your payouts.
Yeah, I would say probably 05, 06, maybe. I had a book on there.
That's crazy. I started in 11, and I started with video games. I started with like PlayStation 1 games that were like crazy hot at the time, and PlayStation 2. And then I did iPods, the first iPods in like 2012. That was my big thing in 12. Yeah.
I beat you on that one. I have a crazy one. I used to sell pens. I would buy 10,000 misprint pens. Yeah. My poor girlfriend at the time was now my wife, would sit and we would count pens out at night into bags of 50, and I'd send boxes of pens in Amazon, and they'd sell out as fast as I could get them there. Oh, it was great.
Krista helped you sell pens.
Oh, the poor Krista. We probably counted hundreds of thousands of pens. It was terrible.
Next time Kate gives me crap about when me and Kate met in 2009, I would go we'd go on a date, and like we'd go back to her house because she was with her parents still, because she was like 19, 20. I was only 23. I wasn't cradle robbing. And we would go back to her parents' house where she lived, because I was moving into my own apartment, and we weren't like at the point of living together yet, you know? So I would drop her off at her parents' house. We'd hang out and watch TV or whatever for a little bit. And then I'd be like, I got to go. And she's like, are you going to your house? I'm like, no, I'm going to buy cell phones and iPods at like middle of the ghetto in Tampa, like at like 10:30 at night. There were so many chances I shouldn't have made it back. Like, it's not good.
Jack, look up misprinted pens on Amazon. I don't know how the people are still getting them. I have gone to every source. I can't get them anymore, but they still sell on Amazon. Look it up.
Yep.
50 count, 100 count, 5 pound boxes. I used to sell them all.
Tim told me this. Hold on. Tim told me this. I forgot about this.
It was a wild time.
Let me see if I've got one.
There's my pallets of pens.
I used to have one here. Oh, yes.
All misprints.
Yes.
It was.
So let me show you. So there's this guy in Tampa, right? And that's not it. He will sell. Hold on. He sells pens. So this is what he does.
This is the listing that I used to sell on right here.
Got it.
Oh, wow, it's $23 right now.
So there's this guy in Tampa. He sells pens. He mails out a free pen. He goes on. You can go on the public records request site of Tampa, of Florida, sunbiz.org, and you can get every business's address that's active, like my business. So let's say he goes on there and he pulls 1,000 businesses, right? And he mails a 50-cent pen to every single person. So this is one that was my reseller, Genie, that I actually made for them. I don't know if you guys can see it right there, right? And so a lot of these companies will misprint this. They'll get a lot of misprints. My neighbor
or overruns.
Yeah. So Tim knows well. So John Madden works for a digital product printing company. They print these. They print balls and coffee mugs and cups and all this stuff. They print all this stuff, and when it goes bad, they throw it in a closet and they donate it. They literally donate it. Well, John had a guy who looked up all the digital printing product companies, and he called them and got on their list and said, when you have excess stuff, I'll pay you for it. They call him every couple of months and they say, hey, we have 50,000 pens, 400 coffee mugs, 300 I
want on this list. I want to get back to the pen game.
300 mouse pads. When I owned Worldwide Cells, see that was my original. Look at that. And so this guy called all these digital print shops and he got on their list. Now they all call him and he buys all this stuff and he resells it online.
Big market
because they're going to donate it. So he'll come in and buy these boxes and boxes of stuff and go, I'll give you $20 a box. He'll spend $200 and go home with like $3,000 and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, so John told me about this. Yeah. And sure enough, I had a guy send me one of these pens through the mail as a marketing thing. Like, hey, do you need to buy 1,000 pens? And it was misspelled. Worldwide Sales was misspelled. And I was like, dude, you sent me a marketing thing with a misspelled pen. I appreciate the free pen. It's awesome, right? Like, it's a great pen, but I'm not going to buy 1,000 from you. Clearly, if I had bought 1,000 pens, he would have probably got it right. But he sent me the marketing pen as a misspell, and I was like, that's awesome. I kept it. Kate probably has it somewhere, but
it's crazy.
Yeah, so big market. It's crazy what will sell on the internet, right? Misprinted pens. Yeah, Fart Sack Jack. Fart Sack Jack made that YouTube name just so I would say it on live stream.
All right, a couple things in the chat. So, R. Pierce, do you make a list with each specific item by? We don't need that because we're going to take the photos of the item. So, if you have 10 dresses, 5 jeans, we'll send us an email. We'll send you the tiers back, and we'll let you know what the total price is by the tier. Like Casey said, it runs from anywhere from $3 to $8. If you're sending dresses and jeans, it's probably going to be $5 up front per item. And then we'll send you a label once the invoice is paid.
Yep, exactly. Jay Posh, great question. Jay Posh put a question above about a location closer to Ohio. So Ohio is actually not that far from Tim. It's easy shipping. We pay the shipping for you to get it into Tim's building. And it doesn't matter what the items are. So we'll have you box it up into the smallest, lightest boxes you can get it in, whether it's 1 box or 5 boxes or whatever. Just give us the weight and dimensions, and we'll give you the labels for that. So Jay Posh, I would highly encourage you, if that's something that's on your thing, to email us, EcommerceListers@gmail.com, and we will, you can give us like an example, like, hey, I have these 30 items. They go in this box, and we'll give you, the estimate, what it costs, and we'll give you the labels. Yeah. I just tried to email that email address. It's e-commerce. I'm going to put it again. E-commerce.
Spelling right?
I think so. EcommerceListers@gmail.com. It's in the chat. I spelled that right. EcommerceListers@gmail.com. Make sure you didn't typo it. EcommerceListers@gmail.com.
I just sent it as well for anybody who is looking for it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Never seen anybody get it kicked back.
Gavino, do you do the weights for the packages? Yes, we do. You won't see it on your end, but on our end, the process is we take a picture of the item on a scale for our listing team, so they input the weight of the item with an internal SKU number at our warehouse. So yes, we do the weights for the packages. R. Pierce, books, yes, we will do books. You can email us on that.
I was trying to pull, I thought I had some of these photos. Yeah. So here's, I did, I just knew. So here's like an example of one of the items. So we take, measurement photos. We do a couple measurements for clothing and stuff in case anyone's wondering. It's a question I get a lot. Do we do weights and measurements? So the first picture, generally what we do, I don't have my scale here, but we put the scale out, we sit the item on the scale, we take a picture of it. If it's something that's going to require a box, we add the ounces to that. Do we do metalhead? Do we do penny sleeves and card saver for trading cards? So that's a great question. I do postcards and sports cards here. So when we store them in penny sleeves because we can put stickers on them and mark them with a SKU number. And that's how we are able to pull them so quick. And then we put them into either top loaders or cardboard. If you are going to send us a supply of trading cards or postcards, I will make sure that you have the proper thing. So I actually do a lot of those, and I will make sure that they are stocked up with those proper storage and shipping items. If you're going to do postcards and trading cards, just give us a heads up, like, hey, I'm sending 300 trading cards, and I'll make sure we have all that stocked up for you for sure. Oh, Dawn said she did not have the correct email. No worries. Yeah, just send the right one. It took me to an India site selling rice. What? Good. Oh, just for a laugh. Stop messing with us. I was like, wait, what's up with our website? Don't scare me like that. Did we pay the bill? Jesus. It's a free website. No, we pay actually a solid amount for that website. But I'll tell you, good investment, bad investment. Let's talk about bad investments for business and good investments. I feel like it's been a good investment. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm 95%. And let me tell you, we pay for a website that sounds expensive, but it includes a mobile app. And anybody that knows anything about mobile app development knows that mobile app developers are like, they feel like they're gods of the world and they charge you whatever they feel like charging you. I have had mobile apps. So I know that one of my friends had a mobile app that's very successful right now, pay $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for the mobile app development. And he spends another $10,000 a year in updates and bug fixes. Like he just writes $1,000 a month check to his developer, whether they have a problem or not. Like, here's your $1,000 for the month. Make sure you're available when we have an issue. We we pay $500 a month for the mobile app. That's $6,000 a year. If you're paying $50,000-$60,000, you're getting like 8 to 10 years worth of mobile app, right? So I feel like it was a good investment. And I'm not afraid. A lot of people ask me, because I had a couple people who have non-reselling related apps, ask me how much we paid to have our app built. We didn't actually pay to have it built. We just pay monthly for it. Like it's, I mean, for what we do, it worked. I don't know about, Hollywood level apps, but the only negative side I would say to our app is that we're kind of locked into it now, because changing out of it would be a nightmare.
We're not changing.
We're not changing. It would be a complete nightmare. But yeah.
Wendy said she's local to Salem. Yeah, Wendy, if you send an email, I'll reply to it. If we're not going to pay inbound shipping, obviously that's built into the cost. We can definitely discuss a different price.
Yeah.
If you're going to drop off instead of us paying inbound shipping to my facility, it's a commercial business location.
Yep.
I'm there Monday to Friday, so
somewhat local.
I'm there and I'm working. So yeah, if you want to drop off,
he's usually working.
That's definitely an option.
What does somewhat local to Salem mean, Wendy? Did she say? I think she said before, right? Did she? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Metalhead has 1,000 Pokemon cards. I'll tell you what, Pokemon cards.
She's in Maine, so yeah, it's not.
Oh, she's in Maine. That's right. Pokemon cards move fast. We had a random folder that I pulled out. It had like 150 cards in it. Kate listed like 100 of the 150. We still have some of them actually sitting right there. And we sold like 30 or 40 of them in the first week. It was nuts. Pokemon cards sell fast.
Yeah.
So
I've been watching the golden auctions on YouTube with. They got Pokemon cards on there for like $1 million.
Oh yeah, they have like
it's crazy.
The set of the special assistant
cards that they got in from Japan. Yeah, the cards. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, Wendy, definitely send us an email and I'll we can definitely discuss.
Yeah, for sure. For far as returns, who covers if something goes wrong on damages due to the error on our end, the fulfillment center, like eBay? Global with international shipping, eBay claims they will handle issues. Wendy, yeah, Magic the Gathering cards are sort of my expertise. I actually bought and sold those when I started out, and I played professionally. I played Magic cards professionally when I was a teenager. No joke. I played on the World Pro Tour. You could probably Google my name. I actually roommated in Kansas City with the 1999 or 2000 Nationals champion. No joke. The U.S. Nationals champion, Josh Wagner.
I've never played before.
Oh, really? Oh, it's a fantastic game. So Wendy, I'd be interested in what Magic cards you have. I might even buy them from you. So negative feedback. Great question. So yeah, we're going to jump one into the other. So here's the thing. So the negative feedback is kind of a 50-50 subject. So I would say this. If it's due to an item not as described, as far as like, the item is an extra large and we listed it as a large. If we made a mistake, we can't change the negative feedback. We're not eBay. We can't go in, right? We can't change all that. We could definitely, obviously credit you for that listing. We can credit you for some credits. We haven't had it happen though. I'm going to be totally honest with you. We have had one return, one item, not INAD, whatever you want to call it, through one of our clients in thousands of transactions, where it was questionable whether it was the buyer or the seller. And if it was the seller, us, whether it was our fault or her fault. I don't want to get into the details too much, but it ended up working out that we got it removed through eBay. So I will be fully transparent for you and don't tell anyone, even though eBay watches my videos. If it came down to some disastrous situation, I could make a call. I have some favors I could call in. I can't guarantee anything, but I could try, right? Like I could definitely try for you. So that's kind of the best I could offer. I have a few phone numbers in my desk drawer over here with eBay's direct phone numbers to executives, but I can never guarantee anything. So
we do eBay, Etsy, Amazon, and Poshmark. Yes.
Mercari is the one we can't really do. They have such.
We have some problems with Mercari. The logins from different IP addresses. If it's not your IP, it's always a struggle.
Yeah, Mercari's
do it, but it's
tough.
It's a struggle. But we do eBay, Etsy, Poshmark all day.
So traveling for card games. So the story goes like this. I was introduced to Magic when I was 14. A friend of mine in middle school, 8th grade, going into high school, introduced me to it. I loved it. Obviously, I was 14. I enjoyed the game highly. I had a summer job at 15, so I was able to buy cards, keep up a collection, create an actual competitive deck. I found a card shop that hosted Friday night Magic shows. When I turned 16, I was able to drive there. So I started going every Friday night. That was my thing. 6 o'clock. I'd leave school. I'd go to work. I'd go to Magic, and I would play. And I was actually really good because my brain works in a certain way. And I accumulated enough points by playing in these sanctioned Friday events. You get enough points where you get invited to tournaments. You go to tournaments. I went to Baltimore tournaments where I lived. I grew up there, and then Philadelphia, which was an hour and a half away from me. I went to Pittsburgh. I went to Atlantic City, New Jersey. I played in a bunch of cities. I did pretty well in a lot of those, enough to be invited to some of the national shows. And one of the U.S. nationals, which I'll have to, let me Google the year. Joshua Wagner.
Real quick, I'm going to answer questions while you are.
So that was
Fun Boy, how do you ship items to the label maker? We just send you a standard label. You can print it on 8.5 by 11 paper.
Yep. Let me see. United States. So Josh won in 2003, summer of 2003. So that summer, that particular summer, I would have been, I was born 85, 95, 2000. I would have been 18, which is about right. Yeah. And we were invited to Pro Tour. We went to nationals in Kansas City. We drove 16 hours from Baltimore together. We roomed, and he ended up winning U.S. nationals. I finished like out of 360 people, I finished like 150 or something, but he won. He actually won U.S. nationals, which was $25,000 at 18 years old, which was nuts, right? Like, yeah. So, yeah, that's my only Magic Pro level thing. He got invited. He played his winning nationals, got him invited to Germany to play in Worlds. He actually went to Germany to play in Worlds.
Day on Highway 39. The price does not change. There's free storage for 6 months. So if the item is sitting in our warehouse for longer than 6 months, then there will be storage charges. You can email us. We can detail out all the fees. Funboy, you send it, not eBay. Yeah, so basically we have a fulfillment center. You send the items to us. Just going to recap for anybody who maybe just joined. We have a fulfillment center. You send the items to us. We photograph the items, create the listing on eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, wherever you want the listing. You make the listing live, add your price. When the item sells, we ship the item out for you.
Correct. Yep. Great question about the storage. I totally forgot about that. I didn't touch on that over the show here. Yeah. So the storage is 6 months, totally free. 6 months. So that's better than Amazon. What has Jeff Bezos got on us?
Yeah. So Funboy, send us. I'll drop the email in the chat again. Definitely send us an email. I just dropped it right here. And send us an email, and we'll detail out all the details, and we can discuss, whatever questions you have for sure. Sherry, you're just starting out. Yes. Yeah, we can definitely help you get started, whether you want us to just make your listings or if you want to send us the items and have us create the listings for you. Where we make the titles, we put in the required item specifics, the description, if you have a SKU number, we do all those things. We just don't price your items for you.
His brother threw out all of his Magic cards, including a Black Lotus. That card can range anywhere from a couple thousand up to 25,000. I think one of the highest rated Black Lotus alphas sold for like 6 figures. So funny story, way before I knew Magic existed, when I was in high school, I spent a summer with my brother who was in the Air Force at the time in Alaska. And that's when Magic was first launching. There were a couple series in, and we went to a mall and they were having a tournament. We had no idea what they were doing. We were just watching. And I remember back to that, there was 20 Black Lotuses on the table because they were worth $5 at the time. And now they're anywhere from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands. So it's funny. The email will be in the chat. I'm going to put it there one more time. EcommerceListers@gmail.com.
What if you've never sold clothes before? What's the best way to determine a selling price if you want them to sell within 6 months? So what I do, if I like to sell things quick, I don't want to sit on things. So I will go on eBay and I will search for the item in active listings, not completed, for the item and sort by price lowest first. And I will price lower than that. So if somebody has something listed at $29.99 and that's the lowest price in the same condition, I will list at $27.99 or $28.99. So I will be the lowest priced item because there are people looking, not just by best match on eBay.
They're looking at what's the competitive active. Yeah, for sure.
Sherry, do we do hard goods or soft goods? We do some hard goods. It we don't really handle breakable items, not really conducive for storage. It really needs to be under 4 pounds. If you send us an email with what you have, we'll definitely look into it.
Wendy asked a good question. Wendy B, do we do primarily buy it now or auctions? So buy it now is the majority of people. You can do auctions, but once you list it as an auction and it's live with us, we're going to put it into storage on the shelf. So if it ends, it's up to you to renew it and make sure if it doesn't sell on auction that you get it back up or that you transfer it over to that good till canceled buy it now. So you would be responsible for keeping an eye on what's live and what's not. We're not going to renew your auctions if they end and they don't sell. We're not going to monitor that. Definitely not. We would go crazy trying to monitor that. No, you're missing a letter.
Yeah, if you just copy and paste it, Funboy from the chat.
Yeah, you copy and paste it.
It is a very long email, unfortunately.
Yeah, e-commerce listers I feel like it's not that bad. It's a little bit.
It's a little long, but
we used to be a little bit longer. We used to have 3 more letters.
We used to be a little longer, yeah. John, I'm up very late at night, so I'll get to all emails tonight before I go to bed.
Yep, I check emails until midnight. Tim's up pretty late too, so
yeah, I'm up pretty late.
What is the most cost-effective way to use your service when you have thousands of pieces of unlisted clothing, shoes, and accessories? Jenny Walker Archive. So it depends. Do you want to do the photos and have us make the listings, or do you want to just start, shipping us boxes of 100 at a time, once a week or twice a week? It's totally up to you, Jenny, what you do. The listing service is obviously cheaper, but you have to do all the photos and store it and do all the work. If you'd rather us do all the work, it's a little bit more expensive, but we take care of all the work, all the time, everything. You don't even have to think about it. You just box it up and it's out of your life. So, email us. We'll give you both options. And then you can, take us up on the 5 free, or you can send us a box of 50 or 100 items and see how it works out for you. You're not committed to sending us your whole store. If you have 1,000 items, you don't have to send us 1,000 items. You can send us 50. You can send us 100.
If you want to store some items and you want us to store some items, I would say most cost effective. If you have 1,000 items, start sending in, 25, 50 at a time. That way you can start getting things listed, start having money come in. So then you have money to send more boxes in.
Okay, Jenny. Yeah, cool. So email us, ecommercelisters@gmail.com. We'll get you the full price. We'll figure out if it's clothing. We'll give you on tier 2 generally. And we'll get you, you can decide, do you want to start with 50, with 75, with 100, with 200, whatever you want to start with. And we'll get you that first invoice and that first set of shipping labels so you can mail it in, see how the process works, get some inventory here with us, and then you can go from there and decide, how it's working out for you. So if you've got a huge pile, there's no faster way, because literally when you box it up, you send it in, it's out of sight, out of mind, and the next time you see it, it'll be drafted in your eBay and you'll be all set.
Funboy, so it's listed on your account, not our account. So you handle taxes however you would handle taxes. The flat fee ranges from $3 to $8 depending on the size and the weight of the items that you're sending in. If you send us an email, we can send you the full price breakdown. But it's listed on your account. So your account, the shipping label when we ship the item from our facility to your buyer comes out of your proceeds.
Correct. Yeah. And the taxable liability is all normal. It doesn't have anything to do with us as far as your taxes go. That's all on you guys. Melody Brady. Good luck, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Appreciate that. So A Day on Highway 39. I recognize that name, A Day on Highway. Sherry, I don't have any computer currently and so many clothes to sell. If you're on mobile, you can still use it. You can go onto our website on mobile if you're just using your phone or mobile tablet, and you can sign up there and we can take care of it. How do we insure items not in our home state? Where do we ship to? So we will provide you the shipping label. I'm running into trying to insure items stored in New York State when I'm in California. So if you want to insure your inventory, you have to get an offsite third-party insurance policy. That's totally on you. We don't provide third-party insurance. So it's just like anybody else that stores their inventory. If you had a storage unit or if you had a building or anything else, you would buy your own insurance. I have a contact, Ashlyn Haddon, ecom.net. She gives policies. They usually run anywhere from $40 to $60 a month, and they cover $50,000 in inventory. So it depends on how much you send us. Generally, that's enough for most people. So if you sent us 1,000 pieces that are, $30 pieces, that's only 30 grand. So generally 50,000 is more than enough for a while. So Ashlyn, I can give you a connection to Ashlyn if you send us your items and you want to insure them later. That's totally up to you. But it doesn't matter what state you're in. So Ashlyn works nationwide. Doesn't matter what state you're in or what state they're being stored in. The insurance policy is just given to the location, to the address. So she'll get Tim's address and that's it. And she'll give you the quote. It's usually, everyone I've been seeing is like 48, 51, 55, 61, anywhere in that neighborhood.
Basic Earth, when something sells on eBay, how do you know if it's something that we have? So you'll have a unique SKU. So it'll be the first letter of your first name, your full last name, and then a number. And they're all stored in bins by your name and by your number. So when we see, like, if your name was Basic Earth, it would be like B Earth 10,892. So when I log into your eBay through third-party access and I see your solds, I would see my SKUs in there and I would know what I need to ship versus what you need to ship that day.
Correct. Yeah, that's a great question. So yeah, every single item you send in that we photograph and list is assigned an individual's unique SKU to us, and it's in your SKU box. So when the item is listed and drafted, you'll see that in the SKU box. Don't change it. And that's how we know it's ours. That's a really great question. Nobody touched on that yet. So yeah, vintage books are, yes. Washing and ironing clothing, yeah, you should have the items fully prepped before you send them in, just like you would do if you were going to list them and send them. That's how they should be. So
yeah, we will do. There's no prep. There's no washing or ironing or anything like that. It's all, we'll take the photos. There'll be lay flat photos. There'll be white backgrounds with measurements.
Correct. Yeah. Dawn, should you have your items authenticated? So that's a great question as well. So the answer is yes. So here's the thing. If you send it to us, we're going to photograph it and list it exactly as you send it to us. We aren't authentication experts. We're not going to claim to know Gucci this versus Gucci that. And we're just going to list the items. And then if your items go up and go live and they're not real and they get flagged and they're fake, that wouldn't be our fault. That would be, sad to say, that would be your fault for not authenticating them. And you're going to get in trouble because they're on your account, not because we did anything. We simply listed what you gave us. If you had listed them yourself, you would have ran into the same problem. So you definitely want to authenticate anything before you list them or before you give them to anyone else to list. Definitely, for sure. Vintage books are fine. We have a customer right now, which Tim's going to experience next week. Wait till you get this guy. He sells a ton of shoes. Where he buys from, I did not know. I do know now, and I don't care, but they are all authentic, and he buys them from a legitimate source. But 90% of what he sells goes through eBay's sneaker authentication program. So they give me an automatic FedEx label. I have to take them to FedEx, which is a pain. Derek, if you're watching this, pain. But that's the only place that takes FedEx, like nowhere near my house.
I have a daily FedEx pickup.
It's like 8 miles from here. I know. Tim's got a FedEx. Go figure. And anyways, he sells at least one pair a day. So I constantly go to FedEx. And anyways, his stuff all goes to the authentication center. I've probably shipped 100 pair of shoes for this guy. Not one pair has ever come back because he has my address as his return. Speaking of, Tim, don't let me forget to tell you to have him change that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Is the label you send shipped by UPS, FedEx, or USPS? So that will all depend on your location and the size and the weight of the box. If you have a preference on which service you would like to use, I can tell you which size box and the weights that we will need to go by those services.
Yep.
If it's under 20 pounds, USPS is generally going to be the best option. If it's over 20 pounds, it would, most likely be UPS or FedEx. But if you send all the details, I can tell you ahead of time.
Yep, for sure. UPS seems to be the most viable option on majority of stuff over 20 pounds. Under 20, we can usually get the US.
Depending on where you're coming from, FedEx has some great rates.
He's not wrong. I've checked a few FedEx that have been cheaper for sure.
Most Walgreens are yeah. You can go to Walgreens and drop off. Staples for UPS. There's a lot of locations you can drop off.
Funny that you say that. On the corner of my main neighborhood road, on that road, Tim, that we took you to lunch or whatever, there's a CVS and a Publix. There's no Walgreens. I got to go so far to FedEx. It's such a pain in the butt. It's not even a FedEx. We go to one of those, they're like pack and save or whatever they are, where you drop everything off, the postal save or whatever. Yeah, we don't have a FedEx anywhere near us. The closest FedEx Kinko's is like 15 miles. It's nuts.
So a couple of these questions kind of go on World War II collectibles or jewelry with name brands. So what's great about our service is we have a wide variety of listers in our Rolodex. So we have 35 plus employees that are listers. Some of them specialize in clothing. Some of them specialize in sports cards. Some of them do collectibles, hard goods. Some of them do books. Some of them do jewelry, because we have a wide variety of clients.
We do.
So if you message us and sign up for the service and say, hey, I'm going to be listing jewelry, or, I'm going to be listing hat lapel pins, we will match you with the correct lister for your category. We don't just throw a random person on your account and say, hey, good luck.
Yeah, pretty much.
We don't do that.
Yeah, no. So great question as well on that one. Good question. So a couple more, and then we're going to wrap it up and jet out of here. So Tanya has 1,000 books, mostly vintage truck scanning. With so much work for one person, tons of stuff. Yeah. So Tanya, if you want to send it in and we'll do all the work, and then you can just price them, we'd be happy. Please email us. Let us at least take a look at what you have and get you set up.
We're doing 5 free. We're doing 5 free listings. So if you take the photos, we'll get it listed and for free. Shipping will vary depending on where the shipping to. So the warehouse is in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Can't you tell from his accent? Come on, guys. He's gonna
Don, you would list your price on the item.
Yeah, you would price it. Yeah, we worked out for fine. Yeah, since I started to Highway 39 resale. It's Janet Owens. It's a day on Highway 39. Yeah, I knew for a fact. I knew the name. Yeah, I knew that it's a Highway 39 resale. Yeah. So what's up, Janet? Have you talked about the price per piece when you do everything? Yeah, Basic Earth, it ranges anywhere from the smallest, tiniest items being $3 or $4, all the way up to what we're taking currently being $7 or $8. It just depends. That includes the shipping into us. That includes the photos, the listings, the storage, the fulfillment. That's everything, all in. So teeny tiny coins. If you're sending us coins or USB drives that weigh like this, it could be really cheap. If you're sending us full snow jackets, they could be $7, $8. So just depends on what you're sending. That's why we ask you to send in. We have like a tiered pricing, which we'll provide you in the email. So, yep, you guys, awesome. Thank you. Oh my God, thanks.
I do have to run. It's almost 10.
Yep,
I haven't even I'm starving. So,
yep. No, we were late starting. That's my fault. I apologize. I had a friend's neighborhood emergency talk thing, so my bad. We'll let Tim go, and then I'm going to also run as well.
Any questions? Email us. I'm gonna eat. And then I will be addressing, I do see all the emails that you've all sent. So any questions you have, email them over.
I'll keep answering questions for a few more minutes. Tim, you run out and send the emails. Me and him are both monitoring it. So thanks for being here for a few minutes. Sorry. He just guilt tripped me in that email.
Oh, Marianne's in Salem. I love Marianne's.
Marianne's in Salem. There you go. Thank you, Catherine. Yep. It's Catherine Scribner. Oh. Yep. All right, Tim, get out of here. Go. Goodbye.
We'll do a reseller meetup in New Hampshire.
You will. There you go.
All right. Sounds good. Bye, everyone.
You too. All right. I'm going to hang out with you guys for like 3 more minutes. Tim's watching the emails. I'm watching them. I see them coming in. So if you emailed us, thank you. Appreciate that. We'll reply to them. It's only 9:50, so we'll be up for a couple more hours. Marianne's in Salem. Love your service, Catherine. Yeah. Tim is a Salem boy. He's born and raised there. So, Jay Posh, can you send us an email? Jay Posh, email us at EcommerceListers@gmail.com. If you guys have questions about any of the services that we offer, whether it's the listing service, 5 free listings. We'll do that. And if you want to send us inventory in, we'll get you all the pricing and everything on that as well. We appreciate you guys hanging out. There's going to be a lot of great things happening in the resale community in the next 3 to 6 months. It's going to be a wild end of the year. There's so many updates coming. eBay's got a winter update coming. No idea what's coming in it yet. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of things, in fourth quarter. Hopefully we have a great fourth quarter. Hopefully the economy improves, all that stuff. Look, there's a service for everything, but nobody's ever presented a service like what we're doing. So Amazon revolutionized the reselling world. Amazon gave you the ability to sell without needing to store your inventory in one place, right? Like you could just send it all to Amazon. They store it, they ship it for you. That's all they do. They receive your items, they put it on a shelf, their robots pick it up and they ship it out for you. We've gone a step above that. Like we've gone above and beyond what Amazon would do, where we actually will photograph. We'll take your items and we will photograph them and then we will list them for you. We'll get them up on the platform and then we will also store them and ship them for you. So we've gone even above what Amazon will ever do. We think that we have something here that's revolutionary. We think we have something here that's huge that will help a huge amount of the community members grow their businesses. And so that's what we're trying to do. And I'm not trying to be the next Jeff Bezos. I'm not trying to have Tim be the next Jeff Bezos. But if we can do something to help people grow their stores, take their inventory out of their one-bedroom apartments or out of their garages or out of their houses where it's overtaking them and let us handle the work, we think it's worth it. We think it's a great service, and we think that we can help a lot of sellers. So that's what we're here to do, and we appreciate all of you guys that are a part of it. You're here in the beginning. We just started the listing service a year and a half ago. We just started the fulfillment service 4 months ago, about 120 days ago. So I think we have 130 clients. We have 1,300 listing clients and 130, about 10% of that are fulfillment clients. So it's super awesome. It's great to see the growth, and we can't wait to see what the rest of the year has to bring to us. So anyways, thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to jump off the chat. We had to let Tim run. He hasn't even eaten dinner yet at 9:50. I feel bad for him. He's going to kill me later. He's going to give me the end once over. You didn't let me eat because we had to go live. Sorry, dude. I'm hungry too. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And if you guys could email us, EcommerceListers@gmail.com. Questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to ask, just send it over, just like you're here in the chat, and we'll answer it for you. We monitor these emails 7 days a week. So appreciate all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here on the live show. We'll go live again in about 2 weeks. So make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. We'll come back to that. And until the next time, enjoy your evening. Thank you again. And we'll answer all the emails that you guys sent us. We'll see you next time, everybody. Good night.